Nugget lovers on the internet, I'm Matt Pat, welcome to Serial Spiller. Today we're going to be building a bike rack for a dual suspension bicycle. Here I've got behind me my dual suspension enduro bike. It's my one bike that does everything off-road. My mate King and I have been going on bike packing adventures and I wanted a little bit more storage to carry more gear. Mounting a bike rack on a dual suspension bike is normally a pain in the ass. Normally a bike rack would mount about here and somewhere up here. But on a dual suspension bike, because the rear wheel pivots, that entire geometry would collapse as the wheel moves through its range of motion. So I decided to make something that mounted on the seat stay here and was completely independent of the front triangle of the bicycle. I decided to build the rack out of aluminium because it's lightweight, cheap and readily available. My local hardware store has aluminium extrusions off the shelf in grade 60-63 with a T5 temper. It's easy to bend in the hand bender and cut on the drop saw with an aluminium blade fitted. I selected an extrusion 10mm in diameter with a 1mm wall thickness. I decided to weld mine out of aluminium because it's cheap and readily available. The prospect of building it out of aluminium is a little bit daunting because some aluminiums weld well and some aluminiums weld poorly. In bicycles, often the ones that weld well also go through heat treatment after welding, and that makes them really nice and stiff. I didn't have access to heat treating, and so I knew that this was an experiment that was likely to be fairly short-lived. Every time I've welded aluminium previously, I've destroyed the heat treatment. The consequence is the aluminium becomes very soft and bends very, very easily. I decided that after each weld, I would spray it with water to try and stop heat soak through the rest of the build. That's probably pretty dangerous. I was really careful to make sure I kept my gloves dry so I didn't have an electricity risk, and I also didn't have a contact steam burn risk. you have it. It lasted about a day of pretty crazy terrain. The ultimate failure mode was no heat treating. It had lost all its stiffness, and as it all started to flex, it just didn't retain any strength at all and eventually cracked in a few spots. And I had to put my gear in my backpack. Anyway, onwards and upwards. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you really enjoyed it. Clearly it wasn't a success, but it also wasn't a failure. I had a lot of fun. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes, including a build of one of these in titanium, an oven with temperature controller so that I can heat treat some of this aluminium stuff, and we follow along when King builds his own bike rack and van drawer system. Catch you next time.